I want to sincerely congratulate yourself. This is a great honour for you and your family, and indeed for your supporters. And you got a great endorsement of support from the majority of the House, and that's to be very much respected. I too obviously want to humbly thank the people of County Kerry who voted for me and sent me up here again, and to thank all the people who worked in my campaign. I appreciate their work and their efforts very, very much. Over the next number of days and weeks, a very serious job of work has to be carried out by the political parties and the independents elected to this new Dáil. I want to see that being speeded up. The last time it was over 70 days before a Taoiseach was elected and before a government and a programme for government was developed and brought forward. I want to see that being speeded up by ensuring that the people that need to talk will talk. I compliment Sinn Féin because of the fact they were proactive in coming out and saying, well, we'll talk to everybody and trying to talk to everybody. But I also want to see everybody else putting their shoulders to the wheel, which I know they will do. Our job, every one of us that's here, regardless of what politics you have, is to work for the people that elected us and to do the best for the people of this country. We really have to tear at that, not be slow about it. And after today, once you're elected now, that's important to have our chairman, our boss, and once you're in place, Count Caller, I really think that the job of work has to be tackled very quickly. No longer will the people of Ireland stand for a situation where a Minister for Health will stand up inside this House and say, well, that issue to do with health is not my responsibility. Talk to the HSE about it. That will not be tolerated in the future. People will not accept in the future that people have to wait for years for respite services like they do in County Kerry at present. People will not be willing to accept that if they have a child that has special needs and needs speech and language therapy, that they will have to wait for 2 and 3 years. That is not going to be acceptable in the future. It will not be acceptable in the future that if an older person, perhaps in their 80s or 90s, goes into a hospital, that it will be no notice, or they'll have to give 2 or 3 days inside an A&E before they'll get into a ward. That will not be acceptable in the future. So we have to learn by the mistakes, and I am not standing up here today just to bash the last government or the one before it and say, well, he did everything wrong. I am not doing that. What I'm saying is what the people want for the future. They want proper services, and they want a Taoiseach, and they want ministers, and they want a government and an opposition that will work towards that, and to do our genuine best, and to leave nobody behind. However we achieve that, that's up to each and every one of you. But we have to put our hearts and souls into it to make sure that the people of Ireland get the services they so genuinely deserve. And the final thing I'll say, one thing that a new incoming government will have to do is tackle this thing of cyberbullying and bullying on the internet, which results in suicides. This is affecting younger people, Count Caller, in an awful way, and it has to be tackled, and we have to live in a society where that type of nonsense and rubbish will not be tolerated. And the people that are up at night bullying people, writing dirty things about people, that has to be stopped, completely stopped, and not tolerated in a modern and intelligent society. Thank you.